It's time for the major news on The Bridge 99 FM.
The headlines: Accompong Maroons and government heads to court. Government to return money donated by opposition to repatriate students. Ministry of Science says no shortage of jet fuel. In regional news, widespread flooding in Belize following tropical wave. And in international news, major flight cancellations at Heathrow Airport in London. In sports, under-20 Reggae Boys suffers a 5-0 defeat by Honduras, and Serena Williams to make return at Eastbourne International. And in entertainment, Beyoncé releases first single from her upcoming album. Bridge Nation, I'm Lafayne Wigan, and now the details. We begin with local news. The Accompong Maroons have filed a lawsuit against the government regarding the ownership of lands in the Cockpit country. The lawsuit outlines violations of constitutionally protected rights to private property, the observation of political doctrines, as well as trespass on the Maroon estate, which the Maroons say has been unlawfully permitted by the government to be mined for bauxite, lithium, and other raw materials. The Supreme Court is to hold the first hearing on July 12 in the claim which was filed last month against the government and the Jamaican National Heritage Trust. Chief of the Accompong Maroons, Richard Curry, says among the declarations being sought is the Maroons' right to ancestral lands in the Cockpit country under the 1938 Maroon Treaty. Chief Curry says the fixed date claim filed on May 6 outlines redress for a declaration of title under the Registration of Titles Act without prejudice to Maroon sovereignty. According to Chief Curry, the fixed date claim has been precisely constructed to allow the court for the first time in history to construe exactly how the 1738 Maroon Treaty remains in force under the 1962 Order in Council Constitution of Jamaica. He says the failure of the government to resolve the land issue through discussions are among the reasons for the lawsuit. In the meantime, the government has announced in a press release that it will return to the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, funds he donated towards the repatriation of Jamaican students studying in Ukraine at the start of the war. The Office of the Prime Minister OPM disclosed that the sum of $10,000 which was donated by Mr. Golding in February will be returned to facilitate its use as best determined by him. The OPM's decision came after Mr. Golding recently disclosed that he now wants the funds to be distributed to each student to assist with education costs. The money was initially allocated to be used for transportation, food, and other necessities for students to repatriate from Ukraine in February. And the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology is assuring the public that there is no shortage of jet fuel on the island. On Monday, a post on social media stated that a JetBlue flight had to return to the Norman Manley International Airport to get extra fuel. The ministry is refuting the statement, insisting at no point was there a shortage of jet fuel in Kingston or on the island, and insists that any information of this nature is incorrect. The ministry, however, admitted that there was an issue with equipment due to an airlock in the hydrant loading system at the Norman Manley International Airport. This, it said, briefly interrupted fueling services. However, the issue was quickly resolved and there was no disruption to air traffic. And in regional news, schools in the Corozal and Orange Walk districts were closed on Monday as Belize came under heavy rains and strong winds linked to the passage of a tropical wave. The National Meteorological Service, NMS, said the wave follows the area of low pressure that crossed over the weekend. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology said based on the recommendation of the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, and the NMS, it had made the decision to cancel all class sessions in the Corozal and Orange Walk districts on Monday. NMS in Belize said some areas in the Orange Walk and Corozal districts received as much as 5 inches of rainfall during the past 48 hours, and that the tropical wave will continue to support very wet conditions persisting at least through to midweek. NEMO said shelters have been opened in the villages of Carmelita and San Jose in the Orange Walk district, and that people living near rivers, creeks, and low-lying areas are cautioned to be on the alert and take the necessary actions to save lives. And finally, in international news, close to 30 flights with 5,000 passengers have been cancelled at the Heathrow Airport in London due to technical issues affecting the baggage system. On Monday, the airport asked airlines to cut back on flights. The airport said cutting the number of flights would minimize the impact of the technical issues affecting baggage systems. Images of luggage being piled up emerged last week following issues at baggage reclaim areas. Thousands of passengers have been hit by airport disruption and flight cancellations in recent weeks. It's now time for sports and entertainment news with Vaughn.
Hey Bridge Nation, I am Vaughn Thorpe with your sports and entertainment news 360. Jamaica's under-20 Reggae Boys suffered a 5-0 defeat by Honduras in their second group game of the 2022 Under-20 CONCACAF Men's Under-20 Championship in San Pedro Sula, Honduras yesterday, June 20. The defeat means that the Jamaicans have slipped to third place in Group H with 1 point, which was earned in their 1-1 draw against Costa Rica on Saturday, June 18. The Under-20 Reggae Boys' next matchup will be against Antigua and Barbuda tomorrow, June 22, at the Estadio Francisco Morazan in Honduras. Meanwhile, Serena Williams is set to return to the court after a year out of tennis when she plays in the Eastbourne doubles match today, June 21. Williams, who has won 23 singles and 14 women's doubles titles at Grand Slam events, has not competed since she was injured at Wimbledon last year. The 40-year-old American is scheduled to play with Tunisia's Ons Jabeur. Williams and Jabeur, who is third in the World Tennis Association WTA singles rankings, will play Spain's Sara Sorribes Tormo and Maria Bouskova of the Czech Republic. And in entertainment news, a mega superstar Beyonce dropped the first single from her upcoming album. The track, dubbed Break My Soul, was released today and had been met with rave reviews. The Grammy winner shared the news in the bio section of her social media pages. The track will be the first single of her upcoming 7th studio album, Renaissance. Beyonce's last single was Black Parade, released in 2020, while her last full-length album was 2016's Lemonade. And that's it for sports and entertainment news 360. Back to you, Lefane.
Thanks, Vaughn, and that was the Bridge 99 FM and Ari Jam Radio News Package, News 360, the facts you need. Catch us at 5 p.m. for another News 360. You can also download the Bridge 99 FM app in the Google Play Store and the Apple Store for all the latest happenings on the Bridge. I'm Lefane Wigan. Have a great day.
And those are the stories making it in Bridge 99 FM's a major news package right here on the Bridge 99 FM.